Not every solution to better health lives inside a pill bottle or hospital room. In a time when medications and doctor visits have become the norm for people over 50, there's one powerful natural remedy that remains surprisingly overlooked: a humble fruit with remarkable cancer-fighting abilities. Deedly enough, most doctors never mention it. You don't need deep pockets, a prescription, or a degree in nutrition to access it. It might already be sitting in your kitchen or just down the street at the local market. But why is this gem so rarely talked about? Why has it been overshadowed by complicated medical jargon and treatment plans? By simply including this fruit in your meals, you could build a natural defense system in your body, something that quietly but powerfully protects you from one of the most dangerous diseases of our time. No chemo, no surgery, just real healing nutrition. In fact, a joint study by the Carlos III Health Institute and C2 found that a Mediterranean diet rich in fruits and vegetables could lower the risk of colorectal cancer by 16% compared to the standard Western diet. So what exactly is this powerful fruit? Why is it considered one of the strongest natural allies against cancer? And most importantly, how can you use it the right way to get the full benefit? Stick with me and we'll uncover it together. If this message speaks to you, help spread the word. Like this video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to this channel so we can walk this path of vibrant aging together. And in the comments, let me know where you're watching from and your age. I love connecting with this growing community. And watch until the end, because as always, insight is coming in the final minutes, and you won't want to miss it. Processed cheese. That golden, gooey slice of processed cheese melting over your toast or sandwich might seem like a comforting indulgence, something warm and familiar to start your day. But take a closer look, because what appears to be a harmless treat could be concealing serious health concerns, especially as we grow older and become more vulnerable to long-term dietary risks. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the Institute of Nutrition and Health Research in Barcelona, in collaboration with INSP, uncovered something alarming. Consuming processed cheese on a regular basis may increase the development of cancer cells by up to 23% compared to those who avoid it altogether. That's not just a minor statistic. It's a wake-up call for anyone looking to protect their health through nutrition. So what's the problem with processed cheese? For starters, fats, the kind that silently fuels chronic inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation, identified by leading researchers as one of the major driving forces behind tumor formation and the development of several types of cancer. That creamy texture you enjoy often comes from synthetic emulsifiers, preservatives, and hydrogenated oils. These ingredients are designed for shelf life and convenience, not wellness. Among the most dangerous of these additives are trans fats. According to the World Health Organization, just 2 grams of trans fats per day can raise the risk of cardiovascular death by 34%. A startling figure that hits harder for older adults whose bodies naturally process toxins more slowly. This means the harmful components in processed cheese tend to accumulate over time, increasing cellular damage, aging, and long-term disease risk. But here's a useful, lesser-known tip. If you've already consumed processed cheese, don't panic. Pair it with fresh herbs like basil, arugula, or parsley. These herbs contain natural compounds and antioxidants that support digestion and may help counteract some of the inflammatory effects of saturated fats. It's not a cure, but it's about balance. That said, simple and effective. If you're over 50, limit your processed cheese intake to no more than 25 grams per week, roughly the size of a single slice. And even better, choose natural cheeses that are minimally processed, such as those made from goat or sheep milk. These cheeses are typically lower in sodium, free of synthetic preservatives, and may even offer easier digestibility. You'll often find these varieties at organic markets, local farms, or health food stores, where quality and freshness are top priorities. If this insight surprised you or helped clarify something about your daily habits, go ahead and like so you never miss helpful science-backed health advice like this again. Now get ready for something even more exciting. Because scientists in the US have recently discovered a specific nutrient so powerful in fighting cancer that they've given it a nickname: the golden shield. This nutrient is naturally found in a food you probably already have in your kitchen, but chances are you've been preparing it the wrong way and missing out on most of its protective benefits. Ready to find out what it is? Stay tuned. The most important reveal is coming up next. Tomato. So what is this mysterious nutrient researchers are calling the golden shield against cancer? It's lycopene, a powerful antioxidant found in red fruits but especially abundant in tomatoes. Lycopene acts as a natural bodyguard for your cells, helping to neutralize harmful free radicals, reduce chronic inflammation, and protect your DNA from the kind of oxidative damage that can eventually lead to cancer. But here's where most people go wrong. They eat tomatoes raw, the healthiest way. While raw tomatoes are good, the National Institute of Nutrition in 2022 reveals that your body only absorbs 20 to 30% of lycopene from raw sources. However, when they are gently cooked, their lycopene becomes much more bioavailable. It can be absorbed up to 80–90%, turns this common fruit into a nutritional powerhouse. Drop a comment saying, "First time I've heard this, and if you already knew about it, say I knew it." Let's see how many of us are already taking advantage of this amazing insight. Now here's a pro especially valuable for anyone over the age of 50. Cook your tomatoes with a small amount of extra virgin olive oil. This not only enhances flavor, but also boosts lycopene, thanks to the presence of healthy fats. Don't overdo the heat. Gentle simmering for a few minutes is all it takes. High heat or frying can destroy some of the delicate nutrients, so keep it low and slow. Also, lycopene can't work its magic in isolation. If your diet is still high in refined sugars, saturated fats, and ultra-processed foods, it creates an inflammatory environment that can cancel out lycopene's benefits. Think of it this way. You want your nutrients to work with you, not against a toxic backdrop. The good news is these simple changes, like cooking tomatoes gently or combining them with olive oil, can transform your meals into powerful tools for long-term wellness. It doesn't require a drastic overhaul, just small, consistent upgrades in how you prepare your food. Still with me? Excellent. Here's something truly special. I'm about to introduce you to a naturally sweet fruit whose anti-cancer potential has stunned researchers around the world. It's easy to find, delicious and likely already sitting in your kitchen. Yet very few people are using it in the right way to unlock its full benefits. Stay tuned, because as always, the most powerful secrets come last. And this one might just change the way you look at fruit forever. If you're still watching or enjoying this video, go ahead and give it a like. It really helps support the channel. Number 3. Canned fish in refined oil. That small tin of canned fish in your pantry might seem like a convenient and healthy choice packed with protein and omega-3s, right? You need to know, while fresh fish is undeniably one of the best sources of heart and brain-boosting nutrients, canned fish, particularly those preserved in refined industrial oils, can quietly become a hidden health hazard. Let's be clear, it's not the fish that's the problem. Fish like sardines, tuna, and mackerel are excellent sources of essential fatty acids, high-quality protein, and key vitamins. The real danger lies in what they're packed in. Many commercially canned fish products use low-cost, highly processed oils like refined soybean, industrial sunflower, or canola oil. These oils are high in omega-6 fatty acids that have been heavily oxidized during manufacturing. And here's where the problem deepens. According to a 2023 study from Madrid's Institute of Biomedicine, oxidized omega-6 fats don't just increase inflammation, they can actually promote cellular environments favorable to cancer development. Chronic inflammation has long been recognized as a major contributor to multiple age-related diseases, including heart disease, arthritis, and cancer. But most people don't realize that it can begin with something as simple as the oil in your canned fish. It doesn't stop there. The industrial canning process itself, especially when applied to oily products, can produce toxic chemical byproducts, including aldehydes and PAHs. These compounds, when consumed consistently over time, have been flagged by the World Health Organization as probable human carcinogens. They build up quietly in the body as we age and as our detoxification systems slow down. You might be thinking, surely one can. But that's where most people go wrong. It's not the occasional indulgence. It's the small habits repeated over time that compound and lead to bigger health consequences. If canned fish is a regular part of your routine, it's worth rethinking how it's affecting your long-term wellness. So let me ask you, do you eat canned fish frequently? If yes, type yes in the comments. If not, type no. Let me know who's really following along and taking these insights seriously. But here's the good. There are healthier ways to enjoy canned fish without giving up on convenience. The next time you shop, look for options preserved in extra virgin olive oil or water. Choose brands that clearly state no preservatives, BPA-free cans, and wild-caught when possible. These details matter. The cleaner the label, the better for your body. And remember, instead, whether it's steamed, pan-cooked, fresh fish gives you all the benefits with none of the industrial additives. Even frozen fish, when prepared well, it's better than something soaking in inflammatory oils. It's important to understand that not all dangers come with a warning label. Sometimes they wear the mask of convenience. So next time you reach for that little tin, pause and make a more informed choice. But don't go anywhere yet, because if you thought salty snacks or canned fish were the only dietary traps, wait until you hear about a common sweet breakfast habit that's quietly opening the door to disease for countless older adults. And yes, it's one that many of us grew up with that's coming up right now. 4 packaged fruit juices. When we think of foods that might increase our risk of cancer, we often imagine greasy fast food, processed meats, or fried snacks. But what if I told you that one of the most common breakfast items in senior households, and one that's often seen as healthy, could also be silently undermining your health? I'm talking about bottled or boxed fruit juices, those colorful cartons of orange, apple. Many people, especially those over 50, a tall glass of fruit juice, believing it's a smart, vitamin-rich way to start the day. But the truth behind those cartons is far less sunny. Here's what you're really getting, is a cocktail of sugar, synthetic flavors, minimal real fruit content. A 2024 report from the American Institute of Nutrition and Food Safety confirmed that most commercial fruit juices are heavily processed and often stripped of their natural nutritional value through pasteurization and concentration techniques. One of the biggest red flags is the high level of free fructose found in packaged juices. Unlike naturally occurring sugars bound in whole fruits, free fructose enters the bloodstream quickly, triggering spikes in blood sugar, insulin resistance, and chronic inflammation. This metabolic disruption creates the kind of internal environment where abnormal cell growth and cancer risk increase. What's even more concerning is that during pasteurization, the heat treatment used to extend shelf life, most of the juice's vitamin C, vitamin E, and enzyme content is destroyed. So that immune-boosting glass of orange juice is doing far less for your health than you think, and maybe doing more harm than good. Think about it. Drinking 1 glass of packaged juice each day, that adds up to over 7,000 grams of sugar a year, without any of the fiber, antioxidants, or satiety benefits you'd get from eating the whole fruit instead. Still not convinced? Are you currently drinking store-bought fruit juice on a regular basis? If so, let me know in the comments. If you've already ditched the habit, type it below. I want to hear where you're at in your wellness journey. But here's the good, there's an easier, smarter alternative. Instead of reaching for packaged juice, opt for infused water, freshly blended smoothies with whole fruits, or simply eat the fruit itself, orange slices, a crisp apple, or a handful of berries. These deliver fiber, nutrients without the sugar overload or chemical additives. And as promised, we're now getting closer to the surprising fruit that scientists are calling one of the most powerful anti-cancer allies in your kitchen. It's sweet, and when used correctly, it can be a game changer for your immune system and cellular health. Ready to find out what it is? Stick with me because the final discovery is just ahead, and you won't want to miss this one. Number 5, cherimoya. Dear viewer, after all the warnings and hidden dangers we've discussed, now it's time to turn the page to something truly uplifting. Let's talk about hope, sweetness, and the healing wisdom of nature. It comes in the form of a fruit that's soft, creamy, and pleasantly sweet, yet carries within it a powerful secret, cherimoya, often known as the custard apple or the Andean heart fruit. While it may look simple, on a summer afternoon, cherimoya holds remarkable properties that science is just beginning to recognize. According to a 2023 study by the American Center for Natural Health Research, extracts from cherimoya showed a 70% reduction in the growth of colorectal cancer cells in laboratory conditions. This surprising effect is thanks to compounds like acetogenins and natural vitamin C, which act as immune defenders, especially important for those over 50 when the body's natural defenses begin to decline. One powerful real-life example comes from Rafael Jimenez, a 63-year-old from Granada who was told after a medical checkup that his inflammation markers were worryingly high. Potentially a warning sign, he adjusted his lifestyle and began eating cherimoya regularly. Just 4 months later, his follow-up showed remarkable improvement, reduced inflammation, better digestion, and a sense of vitality he hadn't felt in years. He even told a local radio station, "Cherimoya saved me from the shadow of cancer." But there's more. Fiber, helping regulate blood sugar. Heart health and vitamin B6, which supports the nervous system. An all-in-one natural tonic for aging bodies. If you're over 50, eating half a cherimoya 3 to 4 times a week, ideally in the morning or mid-afternoon, is a great routine. Just remember, cherimoya seeds contain compounds that may be harmful, and avoid consuming it on an empty stomach. So what about you? Maybe it reminds you of a childhood memory or a special place. Share it in the comments and tell me which city you're watching from and how young you are. I love hearing your stories. Like this video, share it with others over 50, and subscribe for more natural ways to live long, live strong, and live well. Because sometimes the most powerful solutions are not in a prescription. They're already waiting in your fruit bowl. And now you know. Cherimoya may just be one of the most underestimated anti-cancer foods of all. If you've read or watched this far, drop a number 1 in the comments. That tells me you're here for your health, and that, like cherimoya, you're saving the best for last. This is only the beginning of our journey, so hit subscribe because we've got much more to uncover together.